Sup people, quick update, don't have to watch, it's not going to be edited or anything, but I just want to spew some shit out because, God, I have no fucking time these days, it's a madness. Wage slavery, eh? Alright, so, just some quick points. First of all, join the fucking Discord. I've got catalogues of the most valuable information of all time in there, and I've got friends and like-minded people who are meeting up in person, mate, and we're sharing the bestest shit. So if you want the bestest top-notch spiritual content and all sorts from all across the board, connecting the dots, bringing you the bestest info, I recommend you look in the Discord. And I have a particular catalogue literally just called Life Changing Stuff. So for example, it's full of like actualize.org and the Wim Hof method and Terence McKenna and all sorts. Alright, regardless, I met up, finally, I got some spiritual friends. They live in Wales, but I met up with them the other day. I stayed down there for a night. It was an amazing experience, and I got a video coming soon about the importance of friends. I'm just going to literally spew some information about the future and just random shit that's on my mind, because I have not really got time to make, so yeah, I don't blame you if you don't want to watch. But one of the main things is I'm sick of selling children poison. I'll make a full-fledged video, but I work in retail. I'm not going to name it because I don't want to get sacked, so don't sack me, please. But I work in retail, and children come to the desk with like a massive bottle of Lucozade, and they're literally like 10 years old, 8 years old, and I have to sell it to them. It is going to be one of my missions to literally ring fucking people up, make petitions and madness to enforce that this is no longer the case. I don't want to be feeding children literal poison and aspartame and fucking refined sugars, and then we wonder why there's so much disease, and then fucking, obviously I'm not denying COVID, so you cannot take me off, I'm not violating any terms of service, but it's just the whole thing, kind of the way I see it, it's kind of backwards, a lot of it, in terms of they don't really teach you too much about the immune system, and the vast majority of local shops in like villages around here, like even the healthiest stuff in there is sprayed thoroughly with pesticides. So that's one thing, is I feel like I'm engaging with a form of evil by selling children poison at my job, and I'm going to make a full-fledged edited video coming very soon. In terms of my content, it's how you haven't seen actual results in terms of this evolution that's been guaning, but in terms of me personally, I am aware that my game has upped levels. I don't know why it's taken so fucking long for me to actualize it on my channel. Well, I do kind of, it's because I'm a fucking wage slave, and I've been busy just with my life because it kind of fell apart. But it seems like my family and friends have helped me to maintain my life by the skin of my teeth. And now I'm getting back on my feet. So like I've been saying forever, super content is coming. I'm on Rumble and all that shit, so check out all the links in the description. Join the fucking Discord, please, for fuck's sake. It's valuable. What else is there? Oh god, maybe I should have thought about this more. I'm going to be looking a lot deeper into nofap and semen retention, so, oh god, there's something, there's the, oh, I talk like I do not care how I'm perceived, like I just have completely bypassed everything. I do not want to talk about this now. Why don't I? Why don't I? It's because I'm fucking programmed by culture, that's why, and people are queasy about the wrong stuff, I tell you. Oh god. Connor Murphy, that's the only hint I'm gonna give you. Maybe I should... I don't know, but we'll get to it in the future. Oh, I don't know, I feel like I'm being fake. Fuck it, I won't disclose at the minute. Just because I don't know, I don't want, because I know my family watches my content and stuff, and right now, I don't know, I don't want to make it seem like I'm losing my mind any more thoroughly than my family and friends already think is the case. But anyway, in terms of semen retention and nofap, I'm going to be experimenting with that a lot. from hopefully today forward, what I realise is porn, and like if you make some excuse of like watching porn and that, it's like it's actually, regardless of the excuse, you can basically do so much better with your time than to watch porn and to have a wank, you know what I mean? Regardless of if you make some excuse to allow yourself to let yourself off this one time, or which is a trap because you just let yourself off this one time every day. Oh, I'm having a day off today, and then it just goes on for a year. But like today, I could have like engaged in pornography, and I was going to, and I was actually looking at the site and ready to do so, and then I was just like, bro, this just, and this, it's like the first time. And then the good thing about relapsing, right, and this is something important, but some people like relapse on semen retention and get like depressed with themselves and, oh no, my streak, which I personally think is a silly thing to beat yourself up at. But I mean, I get it. Maybe I haven't been there properly yet. I haven't properly pursued it, which is silly because if you hear about something with as exponential benefits as semen retention, how can I ignore it for years? It's fucking stupid on my... Why is the light off? It's fucking stupid, really. Don't be so silly. Like meditation. When I was younger, I was researching meditation at the age of 15. I knew that, like, if it has such a madness list of benefits, physical and mental, and they're all correlated anyway, then why I could only be a fool to not take advantage of that. So yeah, semen retention I'll be experimenting with full blast from today forward, and I'll be keeping you updated. My friend Key Parks on YouTube, who I'll link in the description as well, who's part of what is now defined as the Newman Squad, or Newman, N-U-M-M-A-N. Or not squad, I don't know, try. But anyway, in terms of that, I'm going to have like a big fuck off video coming very soon, which will be my channel trailer. And I'm basically just talking about things that I'm going to do, but it's just, I only do these things because I know that I could fucking die tomorrow, and I want to get the best of ideas out there and show that when they do come into fruition that I've been contemplating these for a long time. So I'm going to have a big fuck off video, and I'm basically, I think it's going to be called like the Red Pill, all in caps, or just, and it's going to be my channel trailer. And basically when me and my friends, the Newman Squad or whatever, the four of us, they're all like psychedelic geezers and very open-minded, compassionate, positive people. Really, I realise that I've barely had any real friends, because real friends actually enjoy your presence, and you each have nuances within the group that are useful, and they embrace you and they reflect positively on yourself. Like if you have a friend who just tells you how shit you are and it's not constructive, they're not really your friend, because they're mirroring a negative image, because they interpret you as negative and then they tell you, and then like there's actually no need for the shitty energy. And a lot of my friends in the past, they are just pure shitty energy. Like I remember I had two of my, it's actually pretty shitty when I think about it. Like for example, two of my mates, I was like probably 16, so say 3 years ago, or 17, 16. I didn't have a job at the time, because I got sacked, and like instead of just being constructive, and going, why don't you get a job? I understand, right? I need a job, sure. I don't remember the exact situation, but they were just like hating on me, like, well, get a fucking job then. What? It's not constructive. That's not what friends are like. And now that I met these people, I understand I would not do that to them at all. Never. I would be constructive and compassionate, and that's how friends are supposed to operate. See, I'm just rambling, kind of. But yes, and I phoned my mate earlier, and he was doing some breath work, and this is another friend who I don't really deem like a top tier. I don't know, like he's alright, but I mean he just felt like he was busy, and I was talking to him and he just went and just fucking hung up. And I was like, now that I've met these like-minded people, I'm like, I would not do that to these people, and they would not do that to me, and that's what I've had enough with people's shitty, salty, negative energy, and I don't really want to take it anymore. And that's only because I met these other people, and I see, and I feel like my standards have raised, and we're going to be doing a lot of work together, especially me and Key Parks, who's also got a Discord of like-minded people with mad content and shit in there as well. We're going to be working a lot together into the future, and we're really on about manifesting some far-fetched shit, but like as Terence says, you can't manifest what you cannot conceive, and this is why psychedelics are so powerful. It's like far-fetched ideas are actually somewhat the best, because well done for even giving it your attention, because most people would just go, that's far-fetched, mate, and then what's that? A limiting belief, ain't it? So that's it. Yeah, I got some madness video, which is just going to literally be, we basically, when we were talking, that night, we were talking for fucking hours, literally way into the night, probably like 8-12 hours something, about all of our stories and society in general, and they were all like telling me why I'm so great, and I was telling them why they're all so great, and then that's what I thought, friends help you realise shit about each other, and it's really quite amazing, and I can't believe I've gone so long. Like, I knew that I was a lone wolf because all of my NPC friends just fucking disappeared as soon as I went spiritual and started taking loads of mushrooms. But I knew that I wanted friends, right? But I didn't actually really understand the deeper implications of why that is necessary. And actually, the number one thing for longevity, Hamza once stated, I've never followed the study to its core, is friendship and relationships, supposedly. And I can definitely see how that is the case, because I felt physically healthy around these people, and I was just like, I feel like fucking liberated that I'm finally, because I knew I wasn't crazy, but I've always said, if it wasn't for the internet and if it wasn't for books and information, because I've never met anyone of my nature in the flesh, really, an awful lot. So when I finally, I felt like subconsciously maybe, like, because I used to like go, oh, am I crazy? Am I awake? Whereas there's no difference, I guess. But when you think you're crazy and you start to seek help in the West, that's when suffering comes. But if you embrace who you truly are and don't adopt no fucking label and be a victim like people love to be, then you can embrace it, and it's good. But so I forgot what I was. But yeah, it's like I probably like subconsciously thought still that like I'm so alone in the flesh of my kind of not anti-beliefs. That's what I don't believe in believing, which I learned from Terence, which is very wise. It's like, why believe in anything that isn't, like, ultimately, like you say, my name now is, I've changed it from Oxen, which I'll still keep that name somewhat, but it's Truth Till I Die. And whenever I'm in like a radical high state of consciousness, I'm much more like for the name Truth Till I Die. When I'm like in my ego, it's Oxen for some reason, but Truth Till I Die, ultimately I seek truth, so I don't believe in believing, and I would love to shed any ideology that is not the case, and that's kind of my progressing forward into the future, and that's what you have to be willing to do. And so many people I see, especially very recently, like a lot of people are very attached to their ways, like they're very scared to shed what they thought they knew. I don't really understand that too much. I just love progressing into new truths and realizing that everything I thought I knew was bollocks. It's really amazing. Like I discover shit and I'm like, oh wow, my old paradigm was false, and it's good because I have inherent value in just trying to seek truth forward. But yeah, other than that, that's it. My content is, I'm not going to be doing any more of these shitty interviews where you just fucking watch 10 minutes into it and you're like, what the fuck am I even watching with all these random people? One thing is, and I'm going to start leaving this at the description of my videos, is anybody who would like to get on the phone with me, so there's a video on my channel now called Closed-Minded NPC Gets Destroyed over psychedelic stigma, and it was this random guy who popped up on my Snapchat and said, oh, you just chat so much shit. So I got him on the phone, and then I said, tell me how I chat shit, and he couldn't tell me how I chat shit. He was just a very closed-minded NPC. If anybody would like to challenge my views, please get on the phone. It's not that I actually care to convert you, it's just I find it very entertaining. I know what I'm talking about in terms of psychedelics, and this is another thing. I need to double down on psychedelics, especially when meeting people the other day. I was just fucking spewing facts, and the way that they honestly was telling me the way that I like the fucking catalogue of information I've got started. And like I say, at this point I've done years of research of psychedelics. I know what the fuck I'm speaking about, and that's the main thing really. And I have not I know I've said a lot on this channel, but I have not said nearly enough. There is fucking miles of actual valuable stuff for me to speak on. And if anybody would like a one-on-one call and to record it, potentially, you haven't got to, and like you can ask me questions about psychedelics and I can answer them, because one of the main things, and this is very important in terms of my channel, is I have not touched nearly anything yet. So the way that I speak, a lot of my friends, like recently, they were saying the way that I articulate, I hit the nail on the head every time. However, it's actually harder for me to speak, I find, when I'm alone and I'm just trying to kind of bring it up. But if I'm in an engaged conversation with a lot of people, you know, like a podcast setting, I will thrive in a podcast setting. What you've seen now is fuck all. If you get me around a group of like-minded people, or maybe people who are against me, especially if it's about psychedelics, spirituality, personal development, the whole shebang, I believe I have some form of a gift. And this is what my friends were saying, and they were saying, like, it's not like an egoic thing, I don't care about that. But they were all calling me a fucking guru and shit. And I do recognise that, and this is the thing about friends, they help you realise how awesome and likeable you can be. Most people around me, they've only told me negativity about me, really. In terms of my personality, they don't like the spirituality, they don't like the psychedelics. So when I found like-minded people who actually are open-minded to this stuff, they kind of made me click and made me realise that I have value in myself. And this is what a lot of people, I don't know, I haven't found many people, they don't really want to hear about what I've got to say. They tell me I love hearing myself talk, I'm just preaching, I don't put any of it into action and shit, which, to be fair, I was like mega depressed, but I'm not, and this is another important point. It hasn't been that long, I haven't made that much content since my depression has lifted. I was depressed from the beginning of my channel up until basically this point. I've really mastered it now. And another thing is, I have mastered psilocybin mushrooms to the extent that I would love to teach. And that's it. If anyone wants to hop on a one-on-one call and they have any questions about mushrooms, psychedelics, get on the fucking call, mate. And then when we engage, I'm much better at hearing a question and replying. And my articulation, if you look at my first video, my articulation was fucking awful. And I tell people, I have evolved my articulation the way I have now in the space of 6 months. That's what I was telling my friends the other day. And I said, so you must be, and they said, what did you do? I said, I made a YouTube channel, I reflected on the way I spoke, I saw it was shit, and I didn't really try, my articulation just evolved. I listened to a wide range of lectures every fucking day and abused psychedelics. And Terence McKenna states that psychedelics are a vehicle for the evolution of language. So there you go, run over, that was a speedy one. I love you guys, join the fucking Discord please. I'm not just saying that, download Discord if you don't have it and fucking join. This is the vehicle for our community, and I'm going to be even making another channel with a collective mass of people like me and Key called the New Men, and we have got a actual plan, and one of the main videos coming out very soon is just deconstructing the entire Western society and the grid. Goodbye!